You mentioned TJ Dillashaw called out Floyd Mayweather, who we just talked about. And my guy TJ's out here, and you know what? He's doing some
on
interviews.
A campaign.
He's on a campaign.
Politician.
I think TJ Dillashaw 2020 might be a legitimate campaign that's going. He does kind of look like he could be Donald Trump's grandson.
He's definitely a snake in the grass like all the other politicians.
That's true. Don't tread on me.
Yeah.
Don't tread on me, TJ Dillashaw. But anyways, TJ Dillashaw's making the rounds. Ariel Helwani's show. Speaking of the Logan Paul KSI fight, he went on Impulsive of all places, and my man is coming out presenting what a great argument that he basically barely even cheated.
Yeah, he barely cheated.
He barely cheated.
Yeah, if anything, he was forced to take that EPO. Like it wasn't even his fault. It like slid. He had his arm like this, and it just like slid like in a dart, just right in there.
I, for one, think TJ Dillashaw, if anything, was the victim in this situation.
True. Yeah,
because
he was stripped up in the prime of his career after almost beating Cejudo. Such a close fight.
If we can't expect Adam and Eve, the literal progenitors of the entire human race, to resist the apple, it wasn't really their fault. That was really Satan's fault. How do we expect TJ Dillashaw? How do we expect TJ Dillashaw to resist the EPO? I blame Satan again in this instance. And TJ's the real victim, not anybody else.
And he only did it once. Again, I don't know if you know if Henry Cejudo has a gold medal in the Olympics. Did you know that?
Whoa, wait. UFC double champion Henry Cejudo.
Triple champion.
Is that triple? He's got a gold medal too?
Yeah, that's
Wait, that means he's got three C's?
I would triple.
Is that 3 C's? Is he triple C?
Yeah, he's triple C.
Whoa!
That's fucking crazy, man.
I'm tempted to just start shooting up all the EPO I have under our podcasting table right now at the very thought.
Liquid paint going through your body.
Did you know that EPO, like when cyclists are taking EPO, it literally makes your blood so thick with oxygen platelets? Because that's how EPO works. If you guys don't know, it's a performance-enhancing drug you inject it, and it literally like causes your blood to have more oxygen in it. So cyclists in the Tour de France are notorious. They literally like guzzle EPO like the U.S. guzzles oil
from Iran.
Legitimate, yeah. like the U.S. Never mind. But the cyclists would use so much EPO that they literally would have trainers that would have to wake them up multiple times throughout the night because they would have to go for like hour-long rides multiple times throughout the night. Because if they don't get their blood pumping, their blood is so thick that their heart can literally not pump it and they will die.
That's fucking crazy.
Isn't that nuts?
That's insane.
But anyways, let's break down this TJ Dillashaw horseshit.
Well, first of all, fuck TJ Dillashaw. That's number one. I'm a huge Cody fan.
Hey,
fuck that bitch.
TJ Dillashaw is one of the most fun, entertaining fighters. I think he has one of the best, most interesting striking styles in all of MMA.
Fuck that guy.
That being said, I'm going to address the arguments because that's my favorite thing in the whole damn world to do. So, TJ Dillashaw, he juiced once.
Which is horseshit.
Because of a botched weight cut.
Yeah.
That
was the argument?
This is the argument he's presenting. He juiced once because of a botched weight cut and basically he was super unhealthy. He needed it. He was tempted to do it because there was mismanagement, right? Because he was anemic. That was his specific argument. He said he was anemic, so he took the HGH to thicken the blood, like I was saying, right? Now, there's a couple issues with this. Number one, does anybody else remember the last 3 TJ Dillashaw fights? Because I do. What was the whole promotion around it? Oh, that's right. He had a mad genius who used to be a math professor who literally...
Oh, the lifting guy.
Sam Calvita, who's doing his strength and conditioning, is literally taking blood samples from him every other half second.
Right.
And is monitoring every single vital sign. Do you think that this man might have been aware of anemia? Were there a concern with this?
Well, and then even it would make sense that he would need a fucking rocket scientist if
that's what it was. He's a rocket scientist.
If he's taking EPO,
which is rocket fuel.
Yeah, and you're fucking going to die if you don't get the right measurements right and all kinds of shit.
Oh no, but as TJ said, Sam Calvita knew nothing about any of this. The man who's literally measuring all of his vital signs knew nothing about the the doping that was going on clearly.
Yeah, so
that clearly wouldn't have affected any vital signs.
So the thing is that I kind of like, not that I ever respected TJ, but I thought
You're such a Cody fanboy.
I am.
You literally are a Cody fanboy because you both have T-Rex arms and throw punches. Face of Pain. Whenever I hear Cody Garbrandt, I just think of like everything goes red and Face of Pain starts blasting, and he starts looking like he's doing a brushstroke.
I feel so sad.
All
Alright, no. Okay, getting back to it. Getting back to it, man. Listen, I think that Dillashaw, I thought it was respectable that he tried to get ahead of the situation. I thought it was very strategic to say, you know what, I took EPO and then just
I thought
his
he
head
handled
under
it the
the
best he could have.
But
I agree with that.
But now that he's on this political campaign to kind of justify why, I think that's kind of a bitch move.
Here's what I'm gonna say. I think it's actually gonna work. I think like from a PR standpoint and a marketing standpoint, he is actually doing the right thing. Because you're right. What did he do? He came out. He said, "Hey, you know, I did this. I'm gonna take responsibility. I don't want to be a snake in the grass and whatever." Yeah. But he handled it well. Now it's been an appropriate amount of time. He's gone away. He's coming back. I think most people will view it as sympathetic. And honestly, I think if he had just given a better excuse for it, I think even we would have been like, "Oh, okay." Like if he had just said, "You know what?" Well, let me phrase it this way. Okay. If he had just said, "I was just really tempted. You know, 125 was too much of a weight cut for me. I felt it over my head. I panicked and I took it." I feel like I would be like, "Okay, you know what? I can understand that. That's very human."
Yeah.
It's the aspect. He pushed it too far in my book with the anemia, with like claiming he had. I mean, let's be real. He was never going to be like, "I always used it."
Yeah.
He was going to say it was just this fight.
Right.
So I'm not even going to jump on him for that because he has to say that.
The thing that would get me, and I do understand that I would be a little bit more sympathetic if I wasn't a Cody fan, so that's number one. But I would be a little sympathetic if before the fight was even confirmed, TJ was saying, "I'm already cutting down to 125. I'm looking great. I'm shredded. I'm doing," like, he was clearly, the plan was to take EPO from the get-go so that he could get down to 125. That's what I think, and I think that.
No, I'm saying I agree with you.
Sure.
I'm saying like I agree with you. I'm talking from.
Well, I'm talking about his argument, right? So you said that he had such a bad weight cut, but that wasn't the story before the fight was even booked.
But no fighter ever is like my weight. Like that's what you said.
You're right.
I'm just saying I think that he took almost all the right steps. Again, just from a PR standpoint, but. Then the anemia, it's almost like he tried to make it too sympathetic to himself, right. And all the good work he had done where he was taking responsibility for his actions, which people respect. I still think he's going to get away with it because I just don't think most people are as hardcore and will remember like everything that went into this. I don't think it's going to work on hardcore fans, but hardcore fans don't matter.
Well, okay, so what? No, they do it in TJ's case. Do you think TJ's?
No, yeah, that's a good point.
Do you think TJ's like a Conor McGregor, where like every
he's
time
transcendent?
No, he's not.
No, that's very fair point.
And all of MMA fans will remember that and be like, "That's a bunch of horse shit." That's my.
Yeah, I think he overplayed his hand. I think this is an example of like good PR strategy that it's like he sort of similar to the Cejudo fight in his narrative.
Right.
He made it all the way to the finish line and then messed it up in the very last minute because they did everything else right.
Right.
Like legitimately, if he had just said, "Yeah, you know, I thought we could do 125." I was talking a lot of shit because I really wanted to have the legacy being a double champ.
Yep.
I was saying anything I could to get the fight. You know, once we actually did the weight cut, it was too much. I broke down and I took EPO. Yep. If he said that, it's like, if I really thought about it, I'd be like, "Oh, I don't believe you that this is the only time you took EPO."
Right.
Like, how many times do people just take steroids for one fight, or performance enhancing drugs for one fight? But it would take me a while. Like that.
Right, no, that's true.
You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
I think it's just like the anemia, it's just too much.
Well, even when Ariel Helwani was all like, "So have you taken drugs in the past?" And then he was like, "No, well,
Speaking of your boy Cody Garbrandt, though, when he goes, "You know what? Yeah, he's dirty. He's the one who taught all of us how to juice." That was the best Cody Garbrandt moment.
Yeah.
That's one of the best MMA moments in history, I still think.
Yeah.
I don't even know why. I guess I do know why. The UFC obviously wasn't going to broadcast that.
Throwing all of Alpha Male under
And
the
himself!
bus.
Cody's like, hey, you!
No. Cody would never juice at all. There's no way.
You know why?
And if he did need to juice, it was because his tiny fucking arms. He can't catch anybody, so he needs the extra power. I just wish that all that blood flow went to his chin as well, so that he couldn't get knocked out. That'd be great.
It's just ridiculous. TJ, you pushed it too far, man. You almost had a great chance at people giving you a redemption arc, but you didn't play your last card right.
To be fair, though, I think that people will still tune in to see him.
Oh yeah, that's my thing too. Is I think everybody's juicy, so. Yeah. I don't really I don't care that much. The thing that bugs me the most is when people are being dishonest.
Right.
And being more dishonest than they need to be in order to keep their jobs. Because I get it. They can't come out and be like, yeah, I'm a juicy slut.
Right.
Juice me up.
Right.
I'm OJ Juice Man Simpson.
But it just makes me. So I know you take the stance that everybody's juicing and whatnot, but to me it's sad when it's like somebody like Mark Hunt, right? And I don't know if Mark Hunt's juicing or not. But it would appear that he's not juicing. And for people like Mark Hunt to get dick slapped by people that are juicing and shit like that, it's kind of fucked up.
I mean, who are you referring to specifically?
Nobody.
I don't. What UFC heavyweight would you possibly think?
Definitely not the WWE person that wrestle fucked him to the ground their last fight. Not him.
I mean, I think Brock Lesnar is just a genetically gifted white boy, and you need to get over it.
Well, that's what
he said.
That's what the lawmaker said.
That's
so
what the lawmaker
I guess so.
said. Alistair Overeem, literally genetic freak. Maybe
Until
Mark
you
Hunt,
saw the king.
Maybe Mark Hunt and other heavyweights should just be more serious and professional about their strength and conditioning routines, like Alistair Overeem and Brock Lesnar were.
I think all the Samoans in the UFC need to get on a fucking bicycle, take more EPO, and get shredded. That's what they need, and they'd be able to win.
Oh man, it ties to Ivasa. If you add EPO to his cholesterol infested as circulatory system, that man is going to die so fast. So fast. You know what's funny is if I believed any division in the UFC now was clean, I would think it was heavyweight. For sure. If any division's clean, it's heavyweight. 10 years ago, no way, but now I'm like, oh, okay, maybe.